So I just watched He's All That after watching She's All That for the first time. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Stans, and this is What's Playing Tonight, where I talk about movies and TVs that you can watch tonight. Now, this was my first time seeing She's All That, which is a teen comedy movie from 1999 starring Rachel Lee Cook, Matthew Lillard, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Paul Walker. Somehow I missed this movie, probably because in 1999 I was 7, maybe a little young for a movie like this, but I didn't think the movie was bad. I actually thought it was pretty good. I know it's not necessarily made for me as a 29-year-old in 2021, but I still found enjoyment out of it. I thought it had a lot of 90s charm that I was a little nostalgic for. I thought the music was good, the jokes were funny, all around pretty good movie, I would say. I'm not going to get into She's All That too much, um, because I'm assuming that most people in the world have probably seen it by now. So let's talk about He's All That, which is not a sequel and not a spiritual successor. This is a gender swapped remake made by Netflix. You can go watch it on Netflix. And let's talk about that. So this movie stars Addison Rae and Tanner Buchanan as our two leads. Addison Rae plays Paget, a social media influencer who does live streams and stuff. She's also very popular. And that leaves Tanner Buchanan as Cameron Queller. Love these names. Great. As the antisocial guy who just doesn't fit in, and he's really into photography, and he's a horse guy, and just, antisocial stuff. So Paget walks in on her boyfriend cheating on her while she's live streaming, gets really embarrassed, kind of has a bit of a freak out in front of all of her followers, and makes a bet with her friends that she can give anyone a makeover and turn them into the prom king, which leads us to Cameron. Now, this movie was directed by Mark Waters. He's the same guy who directed Mean Girls. It's interesting to me that he is the same guy, because if you compare this movie to Mean Girls, or even to She's All That, it's kind of jarring. He's All That is a very sanitized, almost Hallmarky kind of movie. It's rated PG-13, I'm pretty sure anyway. So they do get to use the F word once. It's basically, they use it the same way that they used it in She's All That. It is a remake. But there are a lot of things in this movie that are very sanitized. Anytime the kids are shown partying, they make a big point out of, oh, I'm drinking a mocktail. These drinks are non-alcoholic. And I just want to go on the record and say that I don't support underage drinking, but we all know that it happens. And just the way it's handled in this movie comes across as very unrealistic. It just comes across very Hallmarky. It's really the only way I can describe it. Addison Rae's character acts like a Hallmark character. She's very happy-go-lucky. She has very few flaws. The few flaws that she does have are very minimal. Nothing gets this character down. And it just comes across very cutesy, sanitized. I'm going to try not to say sanitized very much, but really it's the word that comes to my mind the most when I think about trying to describe this movie. I do think the influencer angle makes Paget a little hard to relate to. I understand a popular character should be, by definition, hard to relate to, because popularity is a very exclusive thing, especially in high school, that most people don't really have. I certainly wasn't one of the popular kids in high school. I wasn't unpopular. Most people liked me, I would say. But the added layer of the social media star thing does make it a little bit unrealistic. Cameron comes across as unrealistic as well. for different reasons. Even though he's antisocial and he's an outcast, it doesn't take long for him to get on the stage and sing Teenage Dream by Katy Perry with Paget. It doesn't take very much convincing at all. He falls for her almost immediately. There's no build up like there was in She's All That. It's very rushed. It's very happens very fast. I thought the callbacks to the original were nice. Rachel Lee Cook and Matthew Lillard actually not star, but they play roles in this movie. But they're not the same roles because this is a remake. It's not a sequel. So Rachel Lee Cook actually portrays Paget's mother. She is a nurse, and they pretend Addison Rae's character Paget pretends to be rich because I guess she's ashamed of being poor, even though she's getting $3,000 checks from her sponsorships. It all comes across as very unrelatable and unrealistic. And I know it's a movie, but there are just some things that they seem very produced, very fake. The music in this movie is atrocious. There is a remixed version of Kiss Me that I didn't particularly care for. The song that plays during the dance-off is very bad. It's very bad. And I watched this movie with subtitles on, so I could see the lyrics and what the guy was singing, and it's just... I'm not quite sure why they thought that was good. There's a scene at the prom where I thought Matthew Lillard was going to totally recreate his dance scene from She's All That, but it doesn't go all the way. And I understand that because Matthew Lillard is like 51. He can't be getting on the floor and jumping around and stuff like that. But it would have been a nice thing to have. But anyway, that's He's All That. The movie's not all that. I thought the movie was fine. It certainly wasn't as good as She's All That, but it was a competent movie. They made a movie with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm still going to give it 2 out of 5 ties, but I don't know. Do I recommend this movie? If you're bored. If you don't have anything else better to watch, give He's All That a shot. It's not the worst movie in the world, but it is a movie. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, consider giving it a like. If you like me, consider subscribing. And comment down below. Tell me what you thought of He's All That. Or what you thought of She's All That, for that matter. Other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day. And go watch a movie or something.